purpose of today is to talk about digital card parties. First step would be to have the teachers fill out a Google form. This takes the place of a paper card. Once all of the information has been completed, it gets moved over to a spreadsheet, and all of the data is placed on there. Now, some teachers have asked, what if I make a mistake on my Google form and I need to fix something? So my suggestion is to have them jot it down and just jot down that mistake. And then when you guys all get together, then whoever is the editor of the spreadsheet can pop right in here and make the changes. We're going to go ahead and start the party, the digital card party. So whether it's on Zoom, you guys get together as a grade level, or another method, or in person, however it is, we're going to have one editor editing this, and we're going to have one person checking on the class composite to see if there are any numbers that are too high, too low, as it all gets counted up. As we look at all this data, there is a bunch of data. It would just be impractical for us to look at it all at one time. So my suggestion is for us to go through and hide some of the columns. So if we decide that we have like a top 3 or 4 categories that we really want to sort by and look at, then I suggest that we hide all of the other columns to make it a little bit easier for us to look at. So if we say male, female is one of the areas, ELA levels is, language levels, sure, behavior. Let's see behavior, general academic rating, math, and if they work independently. Okay, so let's just say we want to sort by, we want to hide these. So we're going to actually click here on the columns and then do a right click, and we're going to say hide these columns. This is going to pop up to remind you not to change things in here because we don't want to mess up the formulas underneath. So we're going to say, okay, let's say behavior rating, academic rating, previous retain gate, CSI, 504 ELA, let's see here. Okay, so let's say we're going to hide all of these. Academic levels, math, let's see. Okay, yeah, and we'll hide the rest of these. Okay, so now the data is not so overwhelming. The columns that we hid, the data is still there, it didn't go away, but this is just a little bit more manageable for us to look at, okay? So now that we have hid the columns, we actually want to do a sort. We want to sort these headers. So we're going to come here and we want to choose all the data. So we click in this box, it highlights all the data. We come up here to data, sort range. We do have a header row, so we need to click on that. And then we want to sort first by, let's say male, female. Then we're going to say add another sort. And then we want to sort by, let's see here, general behavior. Okay, sort by that. And then let's see, general academic. Okay. And then let's see, I think math was one of our ones we wanted to sort by. And then works independently was the last one. Okay, so we have a bunch here that we're sorting by. You can choose just 3, you can choose just 2. And then we're going to say sort. Okay, so now it first has sorted by female, male. And then general ratings here, academic, math, works independently. Okay, so now that we're sorted, whoever is the editor of this document, we now would come in here and start assigning teachers. So it could be that we just come straight down the row here. Let's say we only have 3 teachers in this grade level. And then we're going to pause and see what that looks like. So we've done a little bit of assigning already. So remember, someone's over here on the class composite watching to see how it's leveling out. So far, male, female, we're great. Academic reading level, okay. Okay, so far, it's looking pretty good. Teacher A has 3. works independently that are on the high level, but we are still really early in, and so that's okay. So we're going to pop back and we're going to keep assigning, and then we can see what how that kind of pans out. Okay, so we have finished assigning all the females. So let's come over to our class composite and see how we're doing. We're going to start at the top. Okay, pretty good. Okay, so if we see something that just really jumps out at us, we can go ahead and fix it. But I say we go ahead and continue on with males. Okay, so we have finished assigning all the males, and let's pop over to our composite and see where we're at. Okay, our total student counts. So it looks like teacher A does have 2 additional students, so we may want to go ahead and level that out. Down here, teacher A has a little bit extra over here on the high end of reading. So again, teacher A here works independently is a little bit higher, so we might want to even that out. It's all up to you guys. But the good news is that the information is here for you to make those decisions. So if you wanted to pop back over here and you wanted to change it up, we can do that. And then that will automatically make changes on the class composite. Okay, so let's say our class composite looks good. We feel really good about this. There are a couple more steps that we most likely would like to take. The first thing we want to do is we want to unhide all the other columns, because we want to look at the comments that the teachers made to see if there were special requests as far as certain students with not being with other students or medical needs or whatever it is, and we want to make sure that we have addressed those. So in order to unhide the columns, we're going to click here, and then we're going to drag all the way over, and then we're going to right click and say unhide columns. Now that we unhid everything, we actually want to hide them again. So we are specifically looking at the columns that have the comments. So let's come over here. Oops. Say we're going to hide all of these. We are going to hide Okay, so now the only things we have up here are students should not be placed with this student, other learning factors and medical concerns, or whatever is on your form is what we're going to look at. Now what would be the easiest for us to do is to come here, click the data, and we want to do another sort. So we're going to come down here to sort range. We have a header. We're going to sort by the student's first name. Then I'd like for us to sort by the teacher. Okay? That's going to help us out. So then I say as a grade level, we just kind of go down the list. So for the example, let's see, Bruce cannot be with Clark. So what we want to do is find Clark. So Bruce is in teacher B. Clark is in teacher C. So we're okay there. Let's see, Clark cannot be with Bruce. We just checked that one. Let's see, Daisy cannot be with Blair. So Daisy is in A, teacher A, and Blair is in teacher A. So this is where we would go in and actually make that change. And so as we go down, we can check on these things. Then we can pop over here to other learning factors to see if we need to make any changes. Medical concerns, this particular student does have a wheelchair. So if there's a classroom that can accommodate that a little bit better, you might consider that. That's all up to you guys. Okay, so once all this is done, let's say we have fixed all of this and we feel like we are done. We can pop back over to class composite, and here we can actually enter the teachers' names. So if we enter our first teacher, okay, and you notice that automatically is going to input their name here. Okay, you don't have to do that step, but that's what this is here. So when you are all done, you can actually pop in and put their name. Okay, final thing I would recommend is as a grade level or a school, just do a quick review. What worked, what didn't work? What on the form needs to be changed for next year or wasn't quite worded right? Make those notes so that we can make improvements for next year. Hopefully this helps. If you have any additional questions, let me know.